This is Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.
Good evening and welcome to the first West Report of 1988. I'm Josh Cook.
And I'm Darnella Kenton. The new year starts off as one of the busiest years West has seen lately. The first major event is the senior class trip to Florida, which falls on the President's Day weekend. The class trip has been fun and exciting in the past and promises to be a wonderful experience. Moving along with the schedule for the new year, on March 18th, West will host the Olympic Conference Band Concert for the first time. In April, the musical Can-Can will take place here at West. On May 7th of this year, the juniors will have their prom at the Garden State Racetrack, and the seniors will host their prom at the Cherry Hill Hyatt. This should be very successful. The final event of the 1987-88 school year is the graduation. This is the final farewell to our seniors. As of now, the date has not been set, but this should be announced soon.
And along with every new year come the many New Year's resolutions that people make. Earlier this week, Melissa Bernstein had a chance to talk to some of West students about their New Year's resolutions.
What's your name?
Jean Dawson.
Jean, what have been some of your resolutions in past years?
Well, last year I had a couple resolutions. One was to lose 20 pounds, and another was to kill off a few people I didn't like. But I didn't keep that one. I actually managed to lose 25 pounds. So
That's great. You should be an example to everybody else who makes resolutions.
yeah, especially Howard and Adam.
Hi, what are some of your resolutions for this year?
Well, I'm hoping to gain some weight.
That's sick. That is sick. Do you think you'll be able to do it?
Yeah, I want to at least break 100, and I'm going to just become a junk food junkie. And that's where I'm going to do it.
That's not fair.
I once resolved to try to make my grades better. That didn't work too well, and I've tried a lot of things, but none of them have really worked. So this year I've decided to make none. That way it's not so depressing when it comes next year. And I try to make one, but I know I'm going to, break it, not keep it, so I didn't make any this year.
Sounds good to me.
Gonna try this year to budget my time between school and extra things.
How do you think you're going to do?
Hopefully I'll do better than I did last year.
Have you ever kept a resolution any year?
Not really.
You've had the opportunity to hear some resolutions for the upcoming year 1988, but stay tuned for next year because on Wednesday, January 7th, 1989, we're going to see how many of those people kept their resolutions. This has been Melissa Bernstein for the West Report.
Coming up on the West Report, Andrew Yashger has the latest on West winter sports teams, and Josh has the third of our three-part series on television viewing at West. But right now, here's a word from West National Honor Society.
Are you frustrated with school? Are your grades not what you want them to be? You can improve. The National Honor Society sponsors free tutoring every Tuesday after school in room F23. So don't let your grades keep you down. Take advantage of the National Honor Society's free tutoring. No appointment is necessary. Remember, every Tuesday after school in room F23.
The girls' basketball was ranked number 8 in the South Jersey top 10 girls' basketball teams after beating Edgewood 51-23 on Tuesday, December 22nd. Beth DiRenzo led the victory with 19 points. On December 29th and 30th, the Lions traveled to Kingsway for a tournament. Beth DiRenzo also led the victory in the semifinals as they beat Collingswood 44-38. In the finals, however, they lost to Kingsway 50-43. For the boys basketball, they too had a great game on Tuesday, December 22nd, as they beat Edgewood 89-81. Alex Sturm led the victory with 31 points. The Lions now rank number 2 in the South Jersey top 10 basketball teams. On December 26th, 29th, and 30th, in the semifinals of the Washington Township tournament, the Lions beat Washington Township 82-71 and beat Kennedy in the finals 76-57. Alex Sturm led this giant victory with 27 points. Both boys and girls basketball had a game yesterday against Triton and have one tomorrow against Camden. Now for the boys, this will be a very big game because Camden is number 1 and West is number 2. The game is at West at 3:45, so come on out and watch as your favorite players try to become number 1. We will have the complete story on next week's broadcast. Well, that's it for basketball. Let's talk about wrestling. On Wednesday, December 23rd, the team beat Deptford 48-15. Scoring pins were Dave Donofrio, Jamie Jamerson, Eric Jamerson, Sean Lockwood, and Brett Atkins. On December 28th and 29th, the team traveled to Edgewood for a tournament where only 2 wrestlers, Dave Donofrio and Eric Jamerson, made it into the finals. The Lions came into 4th place out of 8 schools. Yesterday, they had a meet against Lenape. Results of this meet will be on our next broadcast. Now for some track. On Saturday, December 26th, the duo of Tyrone Williams and Rob Herbert broke a South Jersey indoor long jump relay record with a combined jump of 41 feet, 10.5 inches. The following Saturday, January 2nd, Tyrone Williams returned to Widener College and placed a very close second in the 50-yard dash with a time of 5.6 seconds. He also placed 4th in the individual long jump. The swim team had a meet on Tuesday, December 22nd against Willingboro. They won 165-116. This was their 8th straight win. Kevin King, Rob Lux, and Kristen Peters did excellent in the freestyles. For the bowling team, they had their second match on Tuesday, December 22nd against Burlington Township. Varsity girls were 4-0, but however, the varsity boys came out 1-3. It looks like all the sports are off to a great start. Don't forget tomorrow's boys basketball game as number 2 Cherry Hill West takes on number 1 Camden at 3:45 right here at Cherry Hill High School West. And that's it for the sports.
We have been running a special series on the television viewing habits of students and faculty here at West. We have already talked to the students, and this week we'll concentrate on the teachers.
Hi, Miss Whelan.
How are you doing, Sherry?
I'm okay. Can you tell me, do you plan your TV watching?
Yes.
Are there any special shows that you would, run home to see?
Well, I watch the national news and 30-something. That's about it.
Do you prefer cable TV or broadcast TV?
For the specials, cable.
Like, what kind of specials do you watch on cable?
The National Geographics and stuff like that.
Thank you very much. Hi, Mr. Chilbert. What are your impressions of TV?
TV is an excellent medium to get news to the people, but not an excellent medium to propagandize and not brainwash, but make people very, very lazy in their free time.
Are there any shows that you would run home to see or no?
Definitely. I do it every night. I would run home to see McNeil Air Hour, Crossfire, the economic programs, Money Time, things of that sort.
Do you prefer to watch broadcast TV or cable TV?
Cable TV.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hi, Mr. White.
Hi, Mark.
What kind of television do you view?
Mostly news programs, and I like specials on Channel 12. And I like Cosby thrown in once in a while.
Do you feel that television viewing affects your students' homework and work in school?
I think that if it's not watched too much, it's a plus. I think it's very, very positive. I think that the students are the best informed students that I've ever taught, and I think it's due to television if they're watching the right thing. I think it gives them something to draw on in terms of concrete examples, and again, I think going back to the news, literate news, I think it's very, very broadening, and I think it helps the student express himself and see the world in general.
Hi, Mrs. Abriza. What's your opinion of TV today?
Well, I really don't have much of an opinion. Now, if you ask me, do I watch television very much? No, I don't.
Why don't you watch television a lot?
Because I have a lot of papers to grade all the time.
Do you rush home to see a certain show?
I don't watch General Hospital, if that's what you're asking.
Do you have any favorite shows?
Yes, I do. I do have a favorite show. I watch 60 Minutes pretty regularly, and I watch the news pretty regularly.
Hello.
What's your opinion of television today?
That's quite a big question, Mark, to ask. It's a very complex view. I think that cable television has some good programming these days. I like to watch CNN News. Sometimes some of the special programs that are on are very good. I think television has been instrumental in bringing opera to the masses on Channel 12, which I think is good. Some special programming during the holidays is very worthwhile. But on the whole, I think that television is it's kind of a mirror or a reflection of the state of society, which is right now maybe coming into the middle of a crisis. I think that television is like a mirror of ourselves, and advertising, programming that concentrates on sex and violence, it all goes together to kind of show us what we'll buy.
What programming do you like to watch?
Well, certainly I enjoy the news, and I seem to get an awful lot out of 60 Minutes or 2020, updating me on issues or ideas that I ordinarily wouldn't read about. Other than that, I have to look at television as something that I use rather than television using me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think perhaps with the students that very often they're not thinking, or with my own children, they're not thinking that television makes use of them, so they sit down and waste their time or waste their minds looking at things that aren't valuable. That doesn't mean that I don't like entertainment programs. I really like to be entertained. I love mystery. I like Matlock and Murder, She Wrote. And when I'm willing to be entertained, I guess mysteries are my favorite, Mark.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ms. Neesner, what kind of television do you watch?
I watch a little bit of television. I watch comedies, and I like mysteries.
Do you have any favorite programs that you like to watch all
My
the time?
favorite this year is Designing Women.
Okay.
It's on Monday nights. I think the casting is excellent. The 4 women that they have starring in the show are excellent.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Arts, what type of television do you like to watch?
I watch mainly sports, the news, that kind of thing.
Okay. Are there any particular channels you like to watch?
I usually watch Channel 6 for the news, and I don't have too many weekly type programs that I watch, just whatever sporting events are on.
Okay. Do you prefer cable or broadcast TV?
I like cable TV.
Because it brings you a lot more sports.
A lot more sports, right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Hi, Mrs. Lapido Johnson. What is your opinion of TV today?
I'm not really the right person to ask because I don't watch too much TV, but I'll tell you why I don't watch it. Because I think most of the programs that are on TV today are watered down, they're insipid. I think there's too much violence, there's too much sex, and I think they're offering a very bad example to teenagers today.
Do you feel that TV watching affects your students' work?
Absolutely. I feel that a lot of them study while they're watching television, which is a very poor way of studying. A lot of them study instead of, rather, they watch TV instead of studying, which, of course, I don't have to explain that. So, yes, I think it's a very negative influence. Besides that, if they're watching TV, what are they not doing that they could be doing, like exercising, riding a bike, swimming, doing other physical activities?
Even though your opinion of TV isn't so good, is there one show that you would rush home to see?
No. I would not rush home to see any show on TV. I think Who's the Boss is cute, but I would not rush home to see it. If I'm there and I watch it, but I don't rush home to see anything.
Okay, thank you very much.
As you can see, the faculty like to watch more news-oriented programs and educational programs. They seem to all agree that TV in moderation is a useful tool for the student as long as it doesn't interfere with their schoolwork. We hope you've enjoyed this three-part series on television viewing.
The new mayor of Cherry Hill took office last week, and your chance to hear her is coming up next week. On Wednesday, January 13th, West National Honor Society will sponsor its next library lecture at 7:30 p.m. in the West Library, and Mayor Levin will be the featured speaker. Parents, if you have elementary school-age children, be sure to watch tonight's special edition of the Family Focus series entitled Helping Your Children Stay Out of Trouble, which will be shown tonight on Cable 18 at 7:30 following the junior school news. Thank you for watching the West Report. Please join us again next week at the same time. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to this Wednesday, January 6th edition of EastCast, our first for 1988. I'm Marcy Shapiro with Drew Katz to bring you the news of the week. We wish all of you a happy and healthy new year. Monday, the vacation was unexpectedly extended due to our first snowstorm. This gave students and faculty one more chance to get homework done and prepare to face the new year. As 1987 came to a close, East Demogorgon advisors, Mr. Roland Lavoie and Mr. Edwin Cook, received a wonderful holiday present. Notification that the Demogorgon captured first place with special merit, the top award category in the American Scholastic Press Association competition for student magazines. I was able to talk with Editor-in-Chief Jennifer Friedman and Assistant Editor Eric Azadisian, who were last year's editorial board.
And tell me, how is the award decided? The American Scholastic Press Association was judging the submissions, and it was out of a possible 1,000 points you could be scored, and we received 970 points. We received perfect scores in a couple of the categories, and 970 points qualifies us for first place with special merit. Oh, that's great. Eric, what was special about last year's magazine?
Well, last year's magazine had the most pages, had 80 pages of any Demogorgon magazine. It broke a school record, 300 were printed, and 250 copies were sold. And the contents of the magazine, the artwork and the literature, the artwork, it was, photography, a lot of different still drawings, pencil drawings, and the literature, a lot of, good, solid poems and stories.
Okay. Jen, how can students become involved with this year's magazine?
Students can come to the meetings that are on Tuesdays of pretty much every week. B248 is the literary meetings, and in the sewing room we have the art meetings, and they're usually on Tuesdays also. And anybody can come who wants to. We have about 30 students that are coming regularly to the meetings now, and they help to decide what goes into the magazine. And we're going to have a second round later on in February of about 6 students to help decide what really goes in. Right now we've just done the first round, so we've eliminated some things, but not enough to. Right now we'd probably have about 1,000 pages, so we have to eliminate a little bit more first.
Well, thank you both for talking to us today. This has been Marcy Shapiro for EastCast.
Once again, congratulations to editors Sarah Hinrichs and Masha Slutzker and assistant Liz All, and to Dr. Renee Rollin and Mrs. Ann Eck for their assistance with the selection of the foreign language poems. This is the 5th major award won by Demogorgon in its 20-year history. We look forward to another award-winning literary fine arts yearbook this year.
Next Thursday, January 14th, the auditorium is the place to be to watch the Winter Band Concert. East's 3 bands, the Symphonic, the concert, and the wind ensemble are practicing very hard in preparation for the concert. Tryouts were held for the symphonic and the wind ensemble, but not for the concert band. Mr. Yurko, director of the wind ensemble, and Mr. Huff, director of the concert and the symphonic bands, promised to make this year's performance a memorable one. So be sure to come out to East next Thursday night at 8 p.m. Also, next Wednesday, we will bring an interview with Mr. Yurko about the concert. Next Friday at 7:30, Lip Sync Night will take place here at East. And once again, Mr. Steele is running the show. The acts are judged on the overall creativity of the performance, the crowd's reaction to the song, and of course, the performer's ability to lip sync. Based on its huge success in previous years, Mr. Steele expects a large turnout for this year's show. So we hope to see you out there next Friday night.
February 5th is the date to mark on your calendar because this year's Battle of the Bands competition will be the best ever. Fewer bands will be competing compared to last year's competition, and only one drum set will be used throughout the night in order to save time. Jim Callista, the lead guitarist for the band 200 Proof, says that any band can win as long as they have songs that the audience can sing along with. He also feels that a good stage and light show is always just as important as a good sound system. Good luck to all the bands competing. The mock trial team is working extremely hard in preparing for the first trial, which takes place in February. Mock trial is a terrific activity where students who portray lawyers, witnesses, and jurors actually try a case. Real lawyers judge the competition, which takes place in the Camden County Courthouse. This year, the case concerns a discrimination against a prison guard who took an AIDS virus test, which came out positive. He claims in the case that he was fired without cause.
Don't look now, but plans for the junior prom are already underway. The prom will take place on April 30th at the Garden State Racetrack in the Phoenix Room. Stay tuned for more details on later editions of EastCast. The Cherry Hill East Basketball Holiday Tournament was a great success. Paul VI won it with back-to-back come-from-behind victories against East in the semifinals and Willingboro in the finals. Cherry Hill East started off the tournament with a bang, crushing heavily favored Woodrow Wilson 73-61. The win put East in the Inquirer top 10 for the first time in the season. Eric Ward had a career-high 32 points in the game. 2 nights later, Coach Valori and the team playing without Glenn Foley and Darryl Mapp lost in the semifinals. They were leading the game the whole way and lost the lead with 41 seconds left. We then lost in the consolation round for third place against Southern 75-65, despite an incredible game by Mike McLaughlin, who had 24 points. The final results of the tournament were Paula 6th finished first, Willingboro 2nd, Southern 3rd, East finished 4th, Bishop Eustace 5th, Burlington 6th, Woodrow Wilson 7th, and Pemberton 8th. That's it for the news tonight. Special thanks to Mr. Gordon Hampson, Miss Peggy Beck, and Jeff Kahn for their help with the show. Thank you for joining Marcy Shapiro and me, Drew Katz, this evening. Stay tuned for highlights of Spirit of America, East's fall production, which follows the junior high school news. Tonight, we'll leave you on the road with Ophelia, who was at the neighborhood video store with her cousin, Sean Kelly, selecting her favorite tape, Lady and the Tramp. Happy New Year. Good night, Ophelia.
Hi, this is Jason Mandel with a Constitutional Minute. In 1787, a big issue was whether or not women should be able to go to school. Schools back then were for men only, but many people then began to believe that women needed education too. Their major argument was that the mothers shape the minds and teach morals to the next generation. Judith Murray wrote a book on women. She argued that women should be taught manual skills. Her ideas gained much support from a new generation of women here in the States. Benjamin Rush, a champion of the women's cause, proposed a female curriculum of bookkeeping, reading, writing, arithmetic, grammar, composition, rhetoric, and geography. Eventually, women did get schooling, but not without a struggle. This has been Jason Mandel with the Constitutional Minute.
This is Cable 18, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.